2 months after the pageant, Lori filed for divorce. Ticking time bomb is a pretty good description of how it went.
This was just an awful, awful case.
Tom Ware and Vivian Lewis, highly experienced mental health professionals, were assigned to help the court decide custody of Tylee. Why are the two of you speaking up?
I'll be point blank frank. It's very hard to remove a child from a mother. And yes, there are children who need to be removed from their mother's care.
She was talking about Lori and about protecting Tylee, or trying to.
As Tylee's guardian ad litem then, I was her spokesperson. And I still feel that duty now, that in a way I'm speaking for Tylee.
During the fight for custody, Lori claimed that Joe had been sexually abusing both Tylee and her son, Colby. In fact, Colby told us about his past with Joe during an interview last year.
He would spank me, and then he just did weird things like little hits in the head, thought it was funny.
Okay.
And, he was sexually abusive as well.
With you?
Mm-hmm.
Not an easy job to investigate allegations of sex abuse, but that's what these experts were assigned to do in granular detail. Their conclusion? Did you believe that Joe Ryan sexually abused Colby?
I do not believe he sexually abused Colby.
I did not, nor do I today.
The allegations against Joe were absurd.
Absurd? Now, what made you say that?
It was the nature of one of the allegations. When you really look at it, it doesn't make any sense. It's not based in reality.
As for Lori's allegations that Joe sexually abused Tylee, do you believe Joe Ryan sexually abused Tylee?
No.
No.
In fact, both experts believe both Tylee and Colby were manipulated by Lori.
She was the mastermind behind the whole thing.
Lori absolutely matches much of the criteria for an offending, falsely accusing mother.
She was on a mission.
She was on a mission.
She wants Joe out of the picture.
We asked Colby about these findings. He said his mom has done a lot of things. Manipulating him into making these claims was not one of them.
I respect what he believes happened to him. It's his belief system based on his memories.
But when Lori found out the experts didn't believe the allegations against Joe, oh boy.
She said to me, if this doesn't come out the way I want it to, I'm taking the kids to Mexico. She made it very clear that this needed to go in the direction that Joe was guilty of incest. And if you didn't go along with that, then she could give you a very hard time.
It got worse. Lori told her, said Lewis, that Tylee was the reincarnation of her late sister, and that a former lawyer, a dead man, visited her at night. Did you believe that she was delusional in any way?
I look back, I see delusion.
Later, Lori told another therapist that death would be an option before giving Tylee to her father, Joseph Ryan, even for a visit. Days after Lori made that statement, Lori's brother, Alex Cox, a name you'll want to remember, tracked down Joe Ryan to a parking lot, lunged at him with a stun gun, and later pleaded guilty to aggravated assault.
To see what he suffered was, it's unimaginable. Just to see how much he was targeted by this family.
In the end, both court-appointed experts made the same recommendation. They concluded Joe was not a danger to Tylee. But after a jury trial in 2007, the judge only gave Joe some visitation and made 5-year-old Tylee's sole conservator her mother, Lori.
I mean, when you think about it, children could be alive today had this gone just a little bit differently 13, 14 years ago.